Hello everyone, and today I'll be talking about Unity Renderer, the built-in renderer, the URP renderer, and the HDRP. Let me explain what a renderer is. The renderer performs a series of operations to show you the content given in a scene on your screen. It is the one that handles how to draw shaders and models. That's the simple explanation which we need to this video. Now, Unity has three different render pipelines. While each has the same purpose, each work differently. And the fact that Unity has three different render pipelines, that is an advantage. I'll explain few things. First, the built-in render pipe. It's a very basic and easy to deal with, and it's supported everywhere, and is still being used by all developers, despite its old. Add to that, it supports all platforms, mobile, PC, consoles, even Switch. However, while it's basic and simple, it is very limited. You can't make a realistic graphic with it. However, it's still the best option if you are targeting mobile devices and making a simple game, even if you are a beginner where you don't need to handle complicated things related to shader or material. Now let me explain about the URP, Universal Render Pipeline. You can think of it that an improved version of the built-in render. It can do everything the built-in renderer can do and more, and you have more options to come up with. Despite they are kind of the same, but they don't work the same. The materials, the way they handle shaders is different, and since URP is a little heavier than the built-in renderer, that make it a kind of a bad option for low-spec devices. In our case, we can take an example a mobile device. URP take more power and resource in order to render shaders and material. That doesn't make it a good option for mobile, as it will drain battery life and cause the device to heat. However, you still can make a beautiful look for your game using making it a good option for PC, console, and high-end mobile. There's a quick tip which I didn't find many tutorials about. I'm going to show you how to convert your project from the built-in renderer to URP. There's something you need to know when converting your project from the built-in to the URP. This transaction is possible by depending on the scope of your project. It might work, but it's not guaranteed to work. Let me show you how. First of all, back up your project. So in any case you messed up something, you still have a backup project files. Now, after you back up your projects and open the second project file you did, go to Package Manager, go to Unity Registries, search for the Universal Renderer pipeline, and install. After you finish, set up the renderer. First, we need to create an asset for the URP set because Unity at this point is still using the built-in renderer. Right-click on the project files, go to Create, go to Render, Create Render Asset. Now you set the setting you want. I suggest to take your time doing so because it's very complicated settings. You need to know what you are doing. Now go to Project Setting, Graphics, and assign this empty field. Now Unity will start using the URP and no longer use the built-in renderer. But as you can see, our scene is messed up. This is because the project materials are still using the legacy shape. Simply go to Edit, Universal Render Pipeline, and Convert All Materials. This will make Unity try to convert all the current materials in your project to work with the Universal Render Pipeline. Very important to know that this might not work on all materials, especially those with custom shaders. After that is done successfully, now you are ready to go with the URP. Now since I explained few things with the built-in renderer and URP, let's talk about HDRP. If you are a solo indie game developer or a small team, take my advice and forget about HDRP for a while. HDRP is made to give you realistic graphic, yet the best graphic it can make. It is made for high-end devices like PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC with a 3090 Ti, for example. And it does not support all platforms. Remember when I said that URP can drain battery life? HDRP is a battery killer. Don't make a mobile game using HDRP. Never. And you need a high-end PC to make games using a DDRP. And there's a lot of settings that HDRP doesn't support. You are strict with the very settings within lighting, shader, shadows, and many more. Personally, I don't know how HDRP works because it takes too much resources that I don't use it personally. HDRP is made to make a AAA quality games. It could be used by big studios that have a huge number of designers. I'm not saying that HDRP is bad. In fact, it's a perfect choice if you want to make a AAA quality, but it will require a lot of effort. Since you are a solo developer or a small team, HDRP is a bad option in your situation. Now, since I explained a few for each renderer, let me tell you why this is a benefit in Unity. Because when you are using Unity, you are not strict or linear to a only single renderer. You have three options and the three of them are perfect. Built-in is for low-end devices or for mobile is a good choice. URP if you want to handle more realistic graphics without being need a strong device. And HDRP for AAA quality. None of them are bad, each of them has advantage and disadvantage. And each of them have its own way of using. This is why this is an advantage more and disadvantage. Yes, there is too many options in this situation, but none of them are bad. I hope you enjoy the video and would like to see you next time.